Friday, April 22nd, 2022. You guys know what that means. That means it's Friday night. Sort of still picking up my desk over here. Right on, right on. What's up, Jay? Hope everybody's Friday night's going well. Everybody, a few minutes. Got the Yankees score up. What?
You got coffee or something to drink and all that?
I can get me a cup of coffee, I guess, if you want. Oh. I'll hold it and not drop it all over the damn floor. What's up, Infuego? I got the Yankees score up. We're beating the Guardians 3-1, bottom of the fourth. What's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. Yep. I pin the score. I go to the MLB app and I pin the score so I can keep track of any games going on. Don't forget to like the stream, guys. Yeah, screw the Guardians. Looking at the Yankees and the Guardians names next to each other, it's almost like the Yankees should have changed their name to the Guardians. I think it would fit New York better than. Oh, cool, Infuego. What up, Jay? Happy Friday. We'll be talking about some things involved with the
Got it?
Yep, Delta 9 and
See you
whatever.
later.
Yep.
No.
Now, put her in timeout. Sorry, guys, cat's misbehaving. Anyway, she's been begging for a timeout all day. So anyway, yeah, I'll be talking about the Delta 9 and how the races got canceled tonight. Jay, it rained. So no races tonight. You don't have to worry about noise in the background. And I know Jay said he got his package from Mike the other day. And I'm going to try to pick this up. There we go. I got Mike's package in today. So that's cool. I'll be taking care of that on Monday. I want to rip into it before then, but I'm restraining myself. So anyway, yep, that's cool, brother. Right on. Yeah, Mike had some really good stuff in that, and I was interested in that. I didn't know that he had the autographed comic. I was just interested in the series because I had some comics that went with it. Kind of. Oh, what's up? Hey, Jeff. What's up, brother? Welcome to the stream, brother Jeff. Yep, Yankees are winning 3-1, bottom of the fourth. The Angels play tonight, but okay. Yep. I'll get back a hold of you about that, Titus. Sorry, my stream. I got your email. I had to get ready for my stream and set up all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you do, Mike. Oh, I didn't know that the one was autographed. I was just interested in the ones that I didn't own or hadn't read because a lot of those I'm probably gonna read. Not gonna lie to you, because I didn't have them in the series when I was a kid. I limited income. I don't always get stuff for Christmas like that. So, oh, cool. Yep, thanks, Titus. Yeah, I'll get back to you, Titus. Now it's the weekend. I don't have quite as much going on. Oh my gosh, guys, it's been a hectic week. I know I'm behind. I need to get a hold of Jeff in an email too. He sent me a couple emails, so I'm going back. I'm getting all that stuff done. So wanted to. I know some of you guys, like Mike said, he didn't get notified of my stream on Wednesday, so that kind of sucks. So I'm going to go over a couple stories for you guys relating Dad, and I want to go over a little bit of stuff that happened after Dad passing away because maybe one of you out there can learn from it and know what to expect and how to better deal with things than maybe what I did. But anyway, one of the things I wanted to show you guys actually was this. Now this is actually Dad was cremated. Okay, Dad got cremated, and this is like a little keepsake, and you got just a little bit of his ashes in there. Now, what I did with the rest of his ashes was we mixed it with concrete to set his military plaque in. So I kept just that little piece right there, and I figured the less that you have of something, instead of having the whole box of his ashes, just having just a little small piece would mean more. So, oh, okay, cool. Thanks for showing up, Naomi. Sorry, I'm behind on the chat here. I'm going to move the score here over. There we go. So, that was that. I kind of thought that was kind of cool. Something I could show you guys. By the way, fun fact: this chain is actually white gold. I can't wear solid gold if it's 14 or 24 karat. I can't wear it because it breaks me out. So I got a white gold instead. Jay, not much. Just going over what everybody missed on Wednesday. Well, I'm not going over. I'm kind of just giving the guys that didn't get a chance to catch my stream Wednesday to give you guys some stories about Dad and stuff like that. What's up, John? Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, guys. It's TGIF. And one of the things, Jeff, that I thought of last week was back when I was a kid, I would watch USA Up All Night. Now, Jeff, Rhonda Shear makes me think of you. And I went and I did some research after I mentioned the USA Up All Night thing. And Rhonda Shear actually does have a YouTube channel. And she's got all her old episodes, her little skits she did on her channel. So if you guys are into the USA Up All Night thing back when, Rhonda Shear and Gilbert Gottfried were doing it, Rhonda has a YouTube channel. You guys go check that out. I'd encourage you to do that. Made me think of Jeff because Rhonda Shear she was smoking, man. She was about it. So anyway, I'm getting off topic here now. So wanted to kind of tell you guys, like, I remember one of the things was I got Dad's ledger still around for his funeral. I can tell you guys this, that every single person that signed their name to my dad's ledger for the funeral that we had, I do not talk to them anymore. Every single one of them was a vulture looking to stab me in the back. Just keep that in mind, guys, when you think of what you want to do for your funeral. Keep this in mind because, and I'm not saying it'll happen to everybody, but be prepared. So what I'm going to go is, I remember, yeah, yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, Jay. Guy Lafleur, Elvira, yeah, I was about Elvira, yep. No, no, Jeff. Out of context, Jeff. Out of context. No, what it made me think of you because it was just something that you would have liked, I guess. I don't know if you ever watched Ron Shear or not, but anyway, that was one of the memories I had from being at Dad's. I'd stay up Friday and Saturday nights, and I'd watch. If I didn't have money to rent a video or movies or video games or whatever it was, I'd had cable and I'd watch USA Up all night. So that was what I did when I didn't have the funds to do anything else. But anyway, so going back to the whole funeral thing, I remember I remember saying this to Naomi at the time. I said, "Now watch. Now the vulture's going to come see Dad." I can't remember what it was. He had some kind of life insurance thing where so I could have him cremated and have a funeral service and do all the things I had to do, right? And it wasn't all that much. It was just enough to cover everything, basically. I had a little bit of money left over, but that wasn't the point. In fact, that's how I got my PlayStation 3. In fact, I went out and I used what I had left over, and I got about $100 in quarter rolls, and I found a silver quarter since I wanted one, and I no longer have that. But the point I'm trying to make here is that this insurance money got out, right? Like it got out that Dad had an insurance policy, right? So already I know I'm expecting it, right? I'm expecting what's about to happen. Now, I want to tell you guys about a guy that we knew back in the day here. His name was Dave. Now, Dave seemed to think that he was some kind of loan shark. And, I know somebody might be thinking, but Sam, if you have a license to loan money out and stuff like that, that's not illegal. Well, okay, fair enough, but Dave did not have a license for it. I didn't not like Dave for a very long time. I was looking for a reason to jump down Dave's throat at the first given opportunity. Keep this in mind. About a week or so after Dad gets buried, we're sitting there, and up pulls Dave in his pickup truck into the driveway. And I already knew what it was about. I knew where it was going. And he comes off with this. Oh, I heard this. I heard that. I heard you got a bunch of money. Blah blah blah. Uh, I think Dad owed him a little bit of money when he died, and like he's freaking out about this. Like, and he comes to me right after Dad passes away. I'm not in the mood for it. And as soon as I heard him saying, and I heard this, I heard that, I didn't say nothing. I don't remember saying nothing. I remember turning around I had a buck knife, and this buck knife had this leather sheath for it, right? I kept weapons next to the door all the time because I never knew when some shit was going to pop off. So I kept weapons right next to my, that back door there. We had the washer and dryer there. I had a bunch of tools and stuff sitting there. So I run inside, turn around, go inside, open the door, grab my knife, pull the sheath, pull it out of the sheath, and I come out and I threw the sheath. I think I threw the sheath on the porch or whatever. I just threw it down. I walk up and I start stabbing old boy's truck. I start stabbing his rearview mirror. I start stabbing the door where he's got his arm at. I start stabbing into the truck with it. And, about 20 seconds of me stabbing at him, getting closer and closer with this knife, he finally realizes that this is not going to end well for me. I might want to start backing out of the driveway, right? There, Dave comes backing out of the driveway, right? And he stops about halfway back and he pulls out this, it was like an aftershave container. And it's like a decanter kind of thing. They make like some of them like cars or whatever. I think this was like a tractor or whatever. He was trying to use it like he was gonna shoot me, like he was pretending it was a gun, right? So here I am saying I'm not having any part of it, even if the damn thing is a gun. I ain't budging, right? Like I'm. This is in broad daylight for the whole neighborhood, right? So I wanted everybody to see this. I wanted everybody to see what happened because I wanted to make it known that, like, the Chinese art of war. If you're weak, present yourself as strong. If you're strong, present yourself as weak. That way, that your opponent is confused, doesn't know what the situation they're getting themselves into, and you can get them. So that's kind of where I was at. He thought I was vulnerable. He thought he was going to roll up in there and pull some slick shit, try to finesse me, and extort money out of me, basically. And so what happened is, long story short, he went after he did this. He went to the cops and tried to turn me in for this, right? Like what did he expect me to do, right? Funny thing about that is that Dave went to jail for that. Dave went to jail because he pulled up in my driveway in my yard talking his game. Hey, Tex, what's going on? I'm sorry, I'm just rambling about a story. Well, and that was the thing, Jeff. He was like saying, "Oh, you got $10,000 in insurance money." When isn't even true. But as soon as I heard that, I'd stopped listening. After I heard that $10,000 line, my brain shut off. Like, you guys ever see just a sheet of red? Like you instantly go from normal to pissed off, like in a very very short amount of time. That's what happened. Like when I was younger, I'd get so mad, like sometimes my eyes would go bloodshot, like I'd been smoking weed or something, but I hadn't. This story's leading somewhere, guys. It's leading somewhere here. But anyway, so yeah, I snapped. I just said, I'm done, man. I this is it. So I went and stabbed. I stabbed his truck all up. He went and tried to get me in trouble for it, and he ended up going to jail over it, right? And the cop showed up, and I told the cop, I'm like, dude, this is lucky I didn't stab him full of holes. He's lucky he pulled out of that driveway when he did, because he would have been leaking all over the damn place if he didn't. The cop was laughing about this, right? I'm letting everybody know I'm not to be fucked with. You are not going to come and start your shit with me, right? So I guess my point with it is that again, like if people will see you as vulnerable and they will try to take advantage of you. Not everybody will do that, but I'm just saying that in case any of you out there have had or haven't went through this, or maybe you wasn't that close to it or whatever.
Sam,
What?
Jay's Mix needs a wrench.
Oh, Jay's Mix is in the chat. I'm sorry. Hold on, Jay's Mix. I'll get you a wrench, brother. Hold on. I'm sorry. So anyway, I'm just letting you guys know in case it. Now it's not gonna let me give Jay's Mix a wrench. All right. Well, if you post again, Jay's Mix. If I miss your comment, there we go. There we go. If I miss the comment, it won't let me add as a mod. But there you go. Oh wait, that was the wrong one. Sorry, guys. I am failing at adding mods. There we go. I got you a wrench, brother. I think I got Canadian Card Breakers and wrench too. I don't. Hopefully, I didn't hit the wrong button. All right. Hey, hobbyist, what's up? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Don't forget to like the stream, guys. So anyway, going on with my story, like you're gonna have like, and I've seen it happen in other situations with family too. Like shortly after Dad died, my dad's brother died, and nobody bothered telling me about it because they thought that I was going to go try taking their property. This, ooh. It was some petty ass shit, man. So my point with telling this story is that like I ain't the same guy. Like before yeah, I was into some scrapes. I got in a lot of fights and stuff like that. But once you know, the,
You know, Canadians doesn't have his wrench.
oh, for fuck's sake, Naomi. Okay, that took you. Sorry about that.
That's who you hit.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, guys. This stupid tablet is not wanting to work for me. What's up, card hobbyist? I'd give you a wrench, but it's probably not going to let me. Anyway, so going back to my point here, if you guys haven't had to deal with the death of the family like that, and just in case you haven't, keep an eye on that. Be aware of it because I knew what was coming. Like I already knew what was going to happen before it happened. Um, and so go looking back on it, like I'm not the turn off the hub first. I don't know what you mean, Jeff. Canadian card breakers. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take your wrench away, brother. There you go. Um, this stupid tablet is about. Yeah, damn amateurs, I know. Anyway, I'm lucky YouTube hasn't booted me yet. So anyway, I haven't. I did see Dave one time after that out at Walmart, and he tried to start something with me there, and his people pulled him back pretty quick because again, I showed that. One of the things is if you show you're willing to fight, people are going to respect that. They're going to know I ain't going to run up on Sam and try to get slick or finesse him because he might snap on me, and that's just what it was. I'm not condoning it, but at the same time, like I was not in the mental state to be dealing with it at the time. Like my mind was all out there, so like I just acted. I didn't even think about it. I just whoop, grabbed my knife and that was it. What's up, card hobbyist? Oh, oh, Mike. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh no, that's not right. Anyway, so going on to my story here, what does this got to do with anything else? Well, I wanted to show you guys something. Now we're going to talk about the Delta 9, guys. So I went to the store the other day. Well, I went to go to Walmart, did some shopping, and I went to the store to get smokes, and I went to go get some gummies, and I found these. And these are Delta 9 gummies, actually. These are really, really good. Like, they come in little squares, right? And, like, I got them, and it was like, take half a square. I'm like, screw that. I ate a whole one. I was vegetated on the bed for the rest of the day. What's this got to do with Dave? Well, I went in to pick him up, and the girl in the back there where they sell them at, she says, "Oh, our guy came in and said our representative is going to allow us to sell these now." Those are the words she used. Allow us to sell these now. Let's give you guys an idea of how Iowa's mentality and their lawmakers think. Now, going back to the Dave example, I wish one of those representatives would come to me and tell me they're going to allow me to do something because it's not going to fly. It's just not going to fly with me. What do you? No, no, no. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you, Tex. He had it coming. Like I said, I'm not saying it's okay, but like at the same time, I wasn't stable at the time mentally. Well, some people say I'm not still, but anyway, going back to the Delta 9 story, they were allowed. Like I don't know how. Again, if I see these people that say these things to me, I'm like, don't ever get locked up in jail because they're gonna press you and you're gonna fold. And you're gonna be washing boxers out. You're gonna be cleaning up the cell. You're gonna be doing all kinds of shit. If you're gonna fold to your lawmakers that quick, you're gonna fold to anybody that quick. And that's another thing. Like you don't want to show anybody that you're willing to fold that quick because they're gonna take advantage of that shit. Right? Like I used to be a lot nicer of a guy. Outside of YouTube. See, people don't know me outside of YouTube. That's I guess my point. I'm trying to get across here. And yeah, we are, Jeff. I mean, you're not now. So anyway, you guys in chat, you guys have lost me. Um, I'm somebody's bitch. Yeah, Mr. Fuego. Yeah, that's what they're gonna be. I'm like sitting here thinking to myself after I got home, right? I'm like, like, if I'm running a business and I want to sell something like that and they're going to allow me to do, like, I would smack the motherfucking shit out of them. I would just haul off and whap. Like, they're paying taxes into the state just to have, to sell cigarettes and liquor like they do. They're already paying taxes upon taxes just to have a business, right? And the same lawmakers that you're paying tax money to are going to tell you what you can or cannot sell. I don't know what the word slave means to anybody, but like, you know, that's how I look at it. And I wish to God one of these Iowa State lawmakers would come to me and tell me they're going to allow me. In fact, I'll put this out on my live stream. If any Iowa lawmakers somehow come across this stream, please come to me and tell me what you're going to allow me to do. I beg you to do this. Just because I'm disabled don't mean I won't throw some hands. It doesn't mean that you can come up on me and push me around. And now all of this comes around. I tell you guys all these stories here. The reason I got to point to this gives context to a lot of things that happened on here, like the Kane Hodder situation. I wasn't going to let him push me around just because of who he was. Wasn't going to happen. It's just how I am, and I've been on that kind of hair trigger. The guy that was stabbing that truck, that's who some disability judge is going to have to face. I'm going to be real with you here. Imagine you're a disability judge, and that's my mentality when I'm going in there. That's my outlook of how I'm going to approach the situation. And they're going to say, Sam, they're just going to tell you no. Well, they've already played the no card, so that's just going to make the situation escalate. That's going to make it worse, right? When you're weak, appear as strong. That's the Chinese art of war there, the 48 laws of power for you guys. What's up? What's up, Jason, VT Sports Guy? I'm sorry, I'm just rambling. Yeah, it is, Mike. It is. Too pretty to go to jail. You know what? First thing I do when I get locked up, I look for a target. That's the first thing I do when I get locked up. I'm looking for that guy that I think might be soft, and then I start pressing him. But anyway, like that's what got me was like a old boy back in the day. Oh, I think spending time in jail with you would be fun. When I went to that, when I got my the apartment raided over years ago, and they took me to jail. I seen him sitting on. I walk in, and I see him sitting on that top bunk, and it was like, checkmate. I got myself a bitch now. Anyway, point is that like I'm a lot more aggressive than I was before Dad died than after, and that's because all those X, Y, and Z happened after. All the vultures started coming out, and they thought Sam was vulnerable. Sam's weak, so we're gonna go and we're gonna press him, right? That's what Dave was thinking. He said, I'm a big tough guy. I'm gonna go press Sam. What they found is that they got an angry German looking to take somebody's head off. That's what it was, and I'm not sorry for it. He ended up like I haven't seen Dave since that one time at Walmart. His people was pulling him back like, dude, you don't want to mess with this guy. He will whoop your ass right in Walmart. He don't care. So anyway, I just told you guys to give you context on the Kane Hodder thing. Give you context about and that's the other thing about it is and some of you in the chat might be able to speak to this. If you see death up close like that, like I was there, I held my dad's hand while he died, right? When you see death up close like that, it kind of changes a person. Is that fair to say? Maybe you guys can speak on that for me. Yeah, we do, in Fuego. Right, right. I hear you, Fuego. Well, that's the thing. Like, I wanted to do that with Dave long before because I knew he was loaning Dad money. I knew he was extorting him, right? And I tried to step in before anybody asked, Sam, why didn't you step in? I tried to, and Dad told me to back off, right? And I think back to the time I hit Dad's landlord, right? And it ended up causing him problems. So I'm like, all right, no, I'll back off. Once Dad passed away, and they showed up, that's a different story. Now we're talking two different stories. Same thing with our roommate Karen and her grandsons. I told them, I said, your grandma ain't going to be around to save your asses from me. And at that time, when you start your shit with me, and they have, and I called them on it, again, I called them on it. They haven't, and, Tyler, he's 6 foot tall. He's, outweighs me and everything. And I've called him out in the middle of the front yard. He tried to say I snitched him out to somebody. That's all it took. I went out in the front yard. He's out roofing the neighbor's house, and I'm yelling at him on the roof. I'm like, "Get down here. Let's grid right here in my front yard right now in front of everybody." Dude wouldn't come down. I said, "That's what I thought. You talking your shit." But anyway, oh, cool. Right on, Mr. Enfuego. I get you, Mr. Enfuego. I get that. Yep. Later, Naomi. Yeah, John, it did. Death, it really, it changed me. And I tried to explain this to the guys that knew me, that I've told you guys stories about on my channel. I've tried to explain to them. I even explained this to my, well, he's a half brother on my mother's side, because me and him had it back and forth after Dad passed away, right? And I straight told him, I was like, I'm not the same person that you're on about. I am not that guy. I've had to tell my friends that, well, associates from back in the day. Well, I hesitate to call any of them friends. I told them I'm not that same guy no more. I'm not him. That guy, that's a dead topic. That's dead. That's what I told him. That's dead. You know, I remember after Dad passed away, I went down to Centerville, and it was hotter than hell, man. It was the middle of summer, and I walked that whole town in the blazing heat and to all the places around town that I had lived with Dad at. Literally every place around that town that I had lived with Dad at, and went by and remembered whatever I remembered from that particular place, right? So, it was that summer that changed me as a human being. I'm not the same guy that. I have less restraint. I used to have way more restraint. Like used to be, you'd really have to push me, right? Like I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. You'd really, really, really have to push me. I'm not like that no more. I'm not. I am. I will fight at the drop of a hat, and I'll drop that damn hat myself. I'm just being real with you guys. I'm just telling you what it is. And they got me seeing a therapist and everything, and it's like you guys don't understand. I'm not the guy that you think I am or that you want me to be. I don't know what it is that you're thinking, but this ain't the guy. And just because I'm disabled, just because I can't work no more, doesn't mean I'm soft or that I fell off or any of that stuff. It is just not how it works, right? Well, I don't know how quiet I am. Yeah, exactly, Jeff. It was dude, in Fuego, it was like I put it in context to this. Everybody, talks about the Free Jason thing, right? And as damn difficult as that was for me to do, well, I didn't do it. No, I wasn't the one who did it. Sean was the one at Free Jason. I just had a part in it, right? But like, it was still difficult as hell. But that was nothing compared to what I already had to, with the dad thing. And I've mentioned this before. It changed my view of like what I collect and what it means, but it also changed my view of like like being aware, right? Like being aware of my surroundings, being aware who's my friends and who's not my friends, right? Like I look at y'all like you're my brothers, of course. I'm just talking in general here in like my little neck of the woods right here. And I remember when we got here, like, I'll tell you guys this story, right? Um, the neighbors we had when we moved in, there was a couple, and they ended up both of them passed away within a week of each other. Actually, it was really kind of a tragic thing. Well, anyway, a couple of weeks later, we had another guy move in next door. He's an older guy. He works at the factory or whatever. And yeah, Jay's for sure. um, so, anyways, over there, and I go on the back porch and I smoke my menthol cigarettes, right? And that's what I do when I go out on the back porch. I don't smoke inside, right? So I'm back there smoking, on the porch smoking cigarettes, and I don't know who it was that brought it to me, but somebody told him that I was back on the back porch smoking weed or whatever. He told the landlords this. So I waited a week or two. I didn't say nothing to him about it. I went out to go do something one day, and I was coming back, and I was already hurt, sore, tired, all this and that. I see old boy over there setting up. They got a little bench where they smoke in the like the middle of the buildings over there in this little yard section. They got a picnic table and an ashtray, and they're all sitting over there, right? Well, he was anyway. So I said, all right. I walk over there and I confront him on it. And he's like, well, I heard, I don't care what you heard, man. I cut him off. I was like, I don't care what you heard. If I hear any shit like this again, me and you are going to have a fucking problem. He wanted to test me. He wanted to see how far he could push me. Anyway, um, so that gives you guys context about like why I'm aggressive and how I look at things, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at here. Um, just to give you a little bit of why and how I got to this point, why I look at things the way I do, why I collect the things I do. It changed a lot of how I view a lot of things, not just my collectibles, I guess. It changed me essentially who I was as a person. Again, back in the day, I was in shape too back then. I used to lift weights in that boy, and I even, yeah, when I was younger, I did have a lot of anger issues, and I'm gonna lie about that. But I just like I said, my willingness to go out there and have, if I have to defend myself, I have to defend myself, I guess. Yeah, it's never good from one side, John. And like I said, sometimes it's necessary though. Like that was the way I felt when that little boy pulled up in my driveway or whatever. It's like, okay, you pulled up in my driveway, in my yard, and you're gonna come at me like. Mike can speak on this. It'd be like if you was in jail, right? And you, or or prison maybe even, and you go to somebody else's cell, which you ain't supposed to be at nobody else's cell anyway. And you go to somebody else's cell, go in there and start accusing them of something, or being disrespectful. Well, as soon as you walk in that cell, they can do whatever they want. They can jump you, stab you, whatever the hell they want. So like that's the general rule. You don't ever go nobody's cell. Okay, let's let Cripple fight. Yeah, right, Mike. We put it on. We put a show though. We put a show. It's not about, okay, Jeff, here, I want to clarify something here. It ain't about if you fight and win. It's the fact that you're willing to go out there and fight. Like a lot of people, if they know you'll fight, they won't. Like, I don't catch no problems. Like, I did that in front of that whole neighborhood. I didn't have another problem the whole time I lived there. Well, not directly face to face. They might say something while I'm gone, but they're not going to say it to me because they know I'm gonna call you on it. And if I feel you're disrespectful or you're trying to finesse me or you're trying to run some game, it's not going to go well. And so that's where I'm at. And I bring this around. I'm going to bring this, what's all this got to do with YouTube, Sam? You're just rambling on incessantly as per normal on a Friday night. No, because I heard the last stream I did, not Wednesday, but the last Friday stream I did, the rumblings, the questions, why isn't Robert England getting back a hold of you? Well, that's a good question. And again, a lot of these Hollywood guys, they don't got somebody like me that I'm not going to let you push me around. I don't, no matter who you are, right? And that's intimidating, and that's I think what a big reason of that is. I'm just going to be honest about it. Yep, and that's the thing, Mike. If they know that you're going to break it off to say like somebody, Mike, you know this. Somebody shows up and they're like, "Oh, well, you're going to give me all your lunch trays. I want all your lunch trays." They're not saying that you owe it to them or that you're doing it as a favor. They're telling you you're going to give me your lunch tray. And if everybody else sees you break off that lunch tray for that guy, now you're going to have people leaving commissary lists on your bed and shit. And so, yeah, you're right. And you might go out there and you might fight and you might get your ass whipped, right? But they're not going to try to press you again because you showed you was willing to fight that dude. That's kind of where I'm at in life. Like I physically I'm not well. That's why I'm so aggressive because I'm at a disadvantage in that aspect, and always have been. I wasn't always the biggest guy or whatever, but it didn't matter. I was willing to fight, and you win some, you lose some, right? And so that's what it is. Even if you go out there and get your ass handed to you, at least you went out there and fought, right? Yep, John, that's exactly right, man. And like that's the worst thing you could do. Like I put it to my neighbor again, his kid's in his 20s and shit. And I'm like, say you're locked up somewhere and say like, somebody starts pressing you like that. And that's not the only thing people oppress you over. You got them booty bandits that come up in there and be like, you're gonna give it up and you better be ready to fight. You better be ready to fight or you're not gonna have a good time. But I've never had that happen to me. But like I'm sure it's happened at some place at some time. It depends on where you get placed at, really. Like you could have a sweet sentence or you could have a rough one. It just depends on where you get locked up at. Yeah, there's a time and a place, Mister Enfuego. I agree with you, and like I ain't looking for it, but I'm aware of it. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I'm not looking for the conflict, but I'm aware of it, and I'm always on guard. And so again, going back to the Robert England or Kane Hodder, I put this out there. I'm like, hey, I'll chop it up with you one on one. I don't really need the clout to do it. I want to make that clear. I wouldn't do it for clout. I would do it to entertain you guys. But again, these guys, I'm just too intimidating. I really truly feel that's what it is. I do. Well, I remember Jeff. I'll give you guys a lockup story. Here's a fun one. when I first got to the foreman here in Knoxville, they say, Sam, you never been locked up in prison, so you don't know what it's like. Well, I've been locked up in jail with guys that have been to prison, and they treat that shit just like it's prison, right? Like even though you're just in a county jail, if you got somebody that's been done real time, they're gonna treat it like prison. So that, like that's a common misconception. Just because you ain't never been locked up in prison, you don't know nothing. Well, that's not entirely true. But anyway, I went in the foreman, and the guy that was in there when I went in there, he was like getting ready to go up on court on his whatever it was. He was caught trying to make bombs or something like some crazy shit like that. And he was gonna get sentenced in like 2 or 3 days. So he's like, I'll give you bottom bunk, but I got bottom bunk because I was here first. So I didn't want to sleep on top bunk, but like dude had seniority, so I was like, all right, whatever. So I went and got on the top bunk till dude left, and then I took bottom bunk. But sometimes you gotta like give it up to the guys who got seniority in there too, so it's not always a fight. But he wasn't disrespectful about it. He's like, yo, could he came to me correct with it. So, but if you feel like they're being disrespectful, then that's now you're gonna have a different conversation. But no, Canada, what's up? No, I didn't say I liked being on the bottom. Just taking my words out of context. Jeff, you don't want to break it off, man. Never break it off. Never. Magnus, what's up, brother? Did I miss you in there? Oh, I think that's Canadian. Yeah, okay. No, that's not what I said. Out of context. No, like I said, I never had that happen to me while I was in there. Like I wasn't in there with any booty bandits or nothing like that. But I have heard stories about it, right? Like everybody's heard stories, so. But no, I never ran across that really. Like I didn't go in and there wasn't one of the things they do is they'll put a candy bar on your bed. Don't you ever take that candy bar. Like ask Mike, man. Mike knows about the candy bar. I know that. What's up, hobbyist? Welcome to the stream. What am I missing here? What is Magnus going on about here? I got virgin skin. Oh, brother JT, what's up? What's up? I don't know what you walked into. You walked into Friday night on my stream. What's up, brother? You know what's up. You know we live Friday night. You know what's going on. 4-1 Yankees, by the way. What's going on with your Guardians? Never take the candy bar. That's solid advice from John Burgess. In fact, if anybody offers you anything, you get locked up and they walk up and they're trying to be all friends with you and, trying to, it's called the finesse game. They're trying to finesse you. They're trying to work you. And they want to see how you're going to react. When I got in there, okay, old boy that was in there, not the old guy that, was on the bottom bunk, but the other guy that was in there, I can't remember what he was in there for theft or something stupid like that. He tried pressing me, right? He's like, oh, you're going to give me this, you're going to do this, woo, woo, woo. He's like, what are you in here for? And I'm like, I tried to cut a guy's heart out of his chest with a butterfly knife. That ended that conversation. Dude did never ask me for another thing the entire time I was in that 4-man cell. So just give you an idea of what it was like for me in there. But again, that's not just because I didn't have to grid that time doesn't mean that you're not going to have to fight. Like you're gonna end up getting into some shit at some point over some petty shit, over what you're watching on TV, over your lunch trays, whatever the fucking whatever it is, man. You're gonna get into a fight. Let me just put it that way. Yeah, exactly. Don't borrow anything. Don't gamble. Don't deal with. No. Jeff. Might as well. Yeah, exactly, Fuego. Exactly. Logos and team names possible. They did, Magnus. They did. They did. Now you're caught up, you think? Okay, JT. Um, yeah, so don't ever take no. Yeah, don't ever. If they give you a candy bar, you do not want that candy bar. If I don't care how hungry you are, I don't care, man. Like that's the other thing. Like they barely feed you in there too. Like you're gonna be hoping for that commissary money because like if you try to live on what they give you, I've watched my friends go get locked up and come back out and look all pale and just barely alive, right? Like they barely keep you alive. Oh no, I'm sorry, Titus. I'm sorry, brother. Oh, Mike. Yeah, that logo is not good. It is not good. Yeah, it is sad. The Cleveland thing is sad, but it's 4-1, top of the sixth. Right? Yeah, you like if you're locked up, you can't be like, guard, excuse me, I got a hair in my. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. You learn diplomacy to a degree in there, right? But at the same time, like if you feel like somebody's trying to press you or test you, it's you don't even it's not even a question. It's like let's go. What you want to do is you want to cover the camera up first before you guys get into a fight. Cover that camera up. That's step one. uh, oh man, this chat has devolved into insanity. It's Friday night. Oh, cool, Magnus. Yeah. Yeah, I was a Batman fan from way back in the day. I remember like the Batman versus Predator thing. I remember reading that series when I was a kid. That's one of the comics I lost. The Death of Superman. I had the original newsstand of that, but that got stolen. Yeah, they should have. All these name changes. Yep, find that blind spot, man. Get him in the blind spot. Go find him in that cubby hole. Some people go to the showers and fight because, like, the shower, you really can't see into the showers too. Soap on a rope. That's right. Got a date with soap on the rope. But that I guess my point with it all is when I bring it all back around is that's why like some of the people are scared to get on. I do want to do like I got Discord, so like if I wanted to have a guest on, we could have you on, talk to you on voice through Discord. So if anybody ever wanted to hop on here and plug their channel or whatever, we could do that some night. Yeah, I was always a DC and a Marvel guy. Like I was one of those guys that read both DC and Marvel. So yeah. I think every chat in here devolves rather quickly. But that's my stream right there. No, no. Yeah, I do too, Magnus. I collect for the art too. Now some of those older DC comics I got into reading, but like as far as for the most part, like the Batman Nightmare on Elm Street cover, I got that simply. I went out of my damn way to get that just because of the cover. Like I was like, I have to have that cover. It's awesome. And the Friday the 13th cover that I thought was pretty cool. So I showed that one off. That was good. I'm bi-comical. Yeah, it's swing both ways there. With comic books, guys. Titus is like got me in the background. He probably left by now. I just bought Batman 180. Cool. Well, had to have what cover, Mike? What cover are you talking about? The Batman Nightmare on Elm Street one or what? Right? Well, Jeff, you could always. I was watching Ron Shear before I started my stream tonight. It's like watching my childhood right there. Yeah, man. That I had to actually go to the comic store. I was in Des Moines. We was living out of a damn motel at the time. That's how bad I wanted that comic. Is that we was living in a motel. And I still went and got the Batman comic. I had somebody give me a ride all the way across town and went and got JCD and Hobby. Jay knows that one. That's where I got those comics at. Jay will know what's up when I say JCD and Hobby. He's probably been in there. I know the guys that work in there. We got a if I went up there and I wanted a comic book, they'd help me out. But Will Smith. Oh, here we go with the Will Smith stuff. I ain't gonna try to get into that. Like it gets all weird. That whole situation. Oh, okay. I didn't know he did a song on that. I did not know, John. I didn't follow Will Smith that much. I really didn't. Uh, I watched his movies and that, but like I didn't really follow him that close. I remember the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. stuff like that back in the day. But yeah, so that was my kind of my story with Dad was the whole was the after effect of everything. Like I'm still dealing with the after effects of it even now. Like 6 years later, you'd think wouldn't be still where I'm at with it, but I mean it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Like I'll never be the same guy. Like I used to be a lot, even though I got into a lot of fights when I was younger. I used to be way nicer. I used to be a nice guy. I swear, guys. I don't know. I got a good deal on those comics, Jay. I didn't pay. I think I paid like whatever cover price was on them. I'll grab them and find out. Hold on. Oh, I put them right up here with my other comics here. I'll show you guys. Oh, that was great. Show you that one. I don't know if that's one Mike sent me or not, but I just knocked 2 packs of my cards down. Hopefully I didn't ruin them. I was gonna show you guys these. So I was gonna do a opening video for the 2022 Topps Heritage, but I just dropped these, so hopefully I didn't damage them. Probably gonna be all bent up now. All right, let's see if I can find them here. Yep, there it is. Wonder what cover price was on these. It's been a while since I bought these, so yeah, $3.99. That's what I paid for it. These go for 20-30 bucks online all day long on eBay. So if you guys ever want the deceased comic, there you guys go. Well, I don't know. What if there's a Vladdy in there, Jeff? Yeah, I dropped him. Magnus, I dropped my Heritage. Forgot I set him in front of my comics over there. It was stupid of me. And I started pulling comics out. So yeah, it was $3.99, Jay. That's what I paid for it there. It's a cover price. And yeah, I love that cover. It's like there's a few covers that I see that I'm like, I have to have that comic, and that was one of those comics. Yeah, then call 911. Like, what if one of those packs has a Vladdy autograph in it? What then? If not, you need what? Oh, you're talking about a comic? Oh, okay. Okay, Mike. Yep. Yeah, I like the 73 Heritage look too. That's why I got those. I think the 90s covers really are underrated. There's some nice 90s comics covers out there that I think they're underrated because, and that's one of the things about the Death of Superman comic. Like, that was one of the biggest selling comics. Everybody was buying it because thinking it was going to be worth money, and it sold like, I don't know how many umpteen million copies it sold. So it's not that of, these comics were mass produced back then. So, but yeah, this is the Man of Steel one. You got the Return of Superman. Is that the one that you had in here that you sent me, Mike? Was the Return? Because I have that one too. I got the foil cover of that one, but that's one I've had since I was a kid. So it's all bent up, and these are reader copies. These are just ones I paid cover price for at the local place. It's like buck or two, like whatever. I see. It was the old store here. They sold comics, books, games, stuff like that, movies, and they had a wall, and on this wall they had a bunch of comics from the '90s. So a lot of those comics I've got were from that store. So hey, Epiphany, what's up, brother? I am going to be doing your VR tomorrow. That Johnny, your VR will make 3 VRs I've done this week. So I will get your VR up there tomorrow. I think we all know what rookie card I'm going to be talking about. If you catch my drift, I might talk about a couple though, because it's gonna be kind of hard to nail it down to just one rookie I've got that I like. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, yeah, it is. It's tough. I don't know. They got the short prints in there and stuff. I'm really the reason I got the Heritage, to be honest with you, Magnus, is I'm kind of half-heartedly looking for the Wanderer. If I don't find it, no big deal. But I figured I'd just break it, something for the channel. I can look for a Wanderer and we can have fun with it. If I don't, hey, what's up, Bogarts? I missed you. Sorry, brother. I am terrible at keeping up with the chat, so don't mind me, guys. I suck. Okay, yeah, oh yeah, okay, Johnny. Well, I'll link it. Yeah, like I said, tomorrow I'll be doing that. I'll be doing that video. Like I said, the one for DZ Breaks that was kind of intensive, but I had fun with it. I had to break it down into two videos because I like having comics up here with cards. Like my desk is not. It's not gonna have enough room for all that. So I just broke it into two videos. That way I can make them separate because one's for cards, one's for comics. Helps me keep my channel a bit more organized. Well, I'm not the master of VR that you and the boys are, Jeff. I just, you know, I had other things to do this week, but like I'm lucky I got through the two that I did. But I'm a one man show too, Jeff. I don't got the boys to help me out in that regard. Not as far as making videos goes, anyway. Um, you guys can, yeah, Jeff, you can post the boys' link for their channels in the chat if you want. I would suggest you guys go check out Jeff and the boys if you haven't. He will come and help me. If I had JR helping me, man, I would just put him on there and tell him to yell rookie card. It was funny. I was watching you guys' video. I left a comment on it the other day, and JR yells rookie card, and Naomi damn near fucking jumped out of her skin. It was the most funniest thing ever. Mr. Infuego with comment of the night there. Comment of the night. Nice. I do have a wander. I do have a wander. Here, I'll show you guys my wander here. I do have one. It's not from 2022, but I'm okay with that because it's from 2020 update, and that's the wander I have. Wander's number one prospect card right there. So I'm cool with that. So it's not a big deal if I don't get a Wanderer out of those Heritage. It's no big deal. But you never know what you're going to get until you open. Yep, rookie card. Yes. That's what I would have JR do. He'd be there to yell. I can't yell like that much anymore. Okay, cool. Yeah, everybody, if you guys oh, cool, JT. Yeah, get them while they're cheap, right? I might go for a base of his at some point, but I'm not too worried about it. I've got his number one prospect. It's a bit off center, left to right. It's not that bad though. Yeah, it might even be even. I'm not sure. It may be slightly off centered. It'd grade out. I'm sure it'd grade out. It'll be a little bit off centered, but that's not bad. Yeah, I get it. I wouldn't be able to do it either. I watched a guy on here actually pull a 101 Wander tops first of the line. He pulled a 101 Wander Franco. It was sick. Yeah, exactly, John. I don't have to have a base rookie. It's not that big a deal. Yeah, I agree, Jeff. He's still young. Seasons are long. 162 game. Okay, thanks for stopping by, John. Have a great Friday, brother. Yeah, Wander's a young guy, and like you was talking about the injury to Vlad's finger. One of the things about how a person's season goes or no, doesn't go is if they stay healthy. You know, Tatis Jr. out for the first few months. I don't know when Ronald Acuna is coming back. Like so, if your guy is out there like Otani and is still playing and not injured, you got to count your lucky stars just for that, right? Oh, cool, card hobbyist, right on. That would be cool to have. Yeah, I just said I was just a half-hearted attempt at finding a wander. I wasn't really that worried about it. Yeah, I was. I'm not really worried about it. I just thought it would be fun to look for on the channel, just for funs. Like it's a 500 card set, so the odds out of me pulling a wander out of one of those three packs is not very high. But I'll have fun looking. And if I don't get one, oh well. I had fun looking. Yeah, I know. I know, Jeff. Yeah, it's too damn bad. Like I hate seeing guys get injured like that, and especially if he's having a good season, right? So like that's a buzzkill and a half right there. I see Bo Bichette. It's been kind of having a down year too, which I'm big on Bo Bichette. But again, these guys are young. They can start off hot and then they can cool off. Yeah, basically, Mike. I just did it. I actually made it. Got them just for content. Really, is the reason I got them. Yeah, they're fun to open, but yeah, Kevin Biggio. They are fun. I was going to tell you guys now that I got you guys Blue Jays in here, fans, Jays fan, and Jeff and all them. My favorite Blue Jays player, and you guys can vouch for me or not on this. I'm pretty sure a Blue Jays fan would vouch for me on this. My favorite player from Blue Jays entire Blue Jays baseball history, as it is up until this point in time, is David Stieb. He's my favorite Blue Jays player. I think the dude is totally underrated. If you guys don't know the history of David Stieb, you can look it up on YouTube. There's videos about him. I would check him out. Yeah, he was underrated as heck. He didn't even get into the Hall of Fame, and he's the only Blue Jays Magnus Dave Stieb is the only Blue Jays pitcher. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, to ever have a no hitter. Am I wrong about that? Yeah, the secret base videos. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I love the David Stieb. So I love the. In fact, go to watch Secret Base too. It's a great channel. They talk about all kinds of sports, but I like their baseball stuff the most. Steve was awesome. Yep. Okay, Kelly Gruber. I remember Kelly Gruber. Yep. Steve was the only one to pitch a no hitter for the Jays, right? That Mariner series, yeah, yeah, it was King Griffey Jr. I like that they did a series on the Mariners as a baseball club as well about the beginnings and the man that first stadium the Mariners had, man, that was rough. Like I couldn't imagine going that to watch the Mariners play at that first stadium they had. But it's an interesting story there. Oh, cool, Jay. Right on. Yep, Steve's the only player. Yep. Epiphany. Uh, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but on YouTube, if you look up Kenny Lofton on YouTube, there's several interviews that he's done, and he told a cool story about Frank Thomas. I've told this on my channel before. Uh, Frank Thomas, of course, as you all know, played first base. Well, when Kenny Lofton would either get a hit or walk or however he got on base, he'd go to first base. Now, if Frank was playing first, he'd go ahead and tell Kenny to go ahead and take second because he didn't want Kenny to make him look bad and steal second on him. So he'd just give second to him without a throw and contest it. There's a story there. Yeah, David Steve was the best player, best Blue Jays pitcher anyway that I can think of. Dude was underrated. Um, didn't make the Hall of Fame. I felt he deserved more consideration, but you guys know how I feel about the sports writers in the Hall of Fame. I could do a whole video on just that and rant and rave and complain, and I'd love to talk to some of the sports writers to get their reasoning behind things because I don't understand what they're going on, or they're going on popularity of the player. They're going on what he accomplished on the field. What is it that gets you in the Baseball Hall of Fame? Because I'm confused. Yeah, I remember Tom Hinkie. Yep, yep. I know Jack Morris was a pitcher for the Blue Rays for a while, wasn't he? I've been kind of brushing up on my Blue Jays history, if you haven't noticed. Roy Halladay. Yep, I remember a lot of these guys. And a lot of these guys, their cards are probably pretty cheap. Like I was watching a video the other day, and he was going through an old pack of Donruss or whatever, and he put the Steve in the commons pile. I'm like, hey, put that Steve back over in the good pile. He's a good player. So I was correcting that. I was like, no, no, Steve was a legend. I kind of feel for the guy. I do. I feel for him. Lose those first, just to lose three no hitters at the last out of the game and the last inning of the game and two strike counts is the odds of that. He might as well have bought a lottery ticket. It's like 30 million to one that's ever going to happen like that. But he did end up getting the no hitters. So yeah, Roy Halladay was actually the second one. I think Roy Halladay pitched one too, didn't he? I can't remember. I'm not that steeped in Blue Jays history, but my big moment that I remember from watching the Blue Jays as a kid, honestly, was the Joe Carter World Series home run, walk-off home run. Yep, the Terminator Hinkie. So I do remember those old Blue Jays teams. I do. No, only Steve. Okay, I thought there was another one, but I guess I was wrong about that. That's cool though. Like he should they should retire. If they retired his jersey, they should. It's a crying shame that he doesn't get the recognition for what he did. He really it was the work of Dave Stieb and players that were on those teams that he was on that got them to the World Series that they eventually made it to. That's what my opinion is. Yeah, yep, Delgado. You talking about Carlos Delgado, Magnus? I think that Carlos played for the Blue Jays. I'm pretty sure. You guys are, all you Blue Jays fans, were any of you Expos fans? Like, is there any thoughts about the Expos? Yeah, Otani came close to no hit in the Astros. I'm like, holy smokes, guys! He keep telling you not to sleep on Otani. Carlos Delgado. Yep, I remember. Like back in the day, pulling a Delgado card. That was like you're penny sleeving that one. Remember that, guys? You're putting a top loader on it or whatever. It's like a $2 card, but that's a lot of money to a kid, right? Yeah, okay. Use an Expos fan. Who's your favorite Expos player? That'd be a good question for you. I'm not really sure who mine would be. I guess Randy Johnson played for the Expos. Yeah, like I don't know. The Angels are giving them a run for their money. It's going to be interesting to see who wins that division. I feel if Otani plays like he can and has been, I think the Angels. Now the only problem with that is that Mike Trout's hurt again. I feel here's a hot take for you guys. I feel that Mike Trout is an overrated player. I feel that 100%. That Mike Trout is an overrated player. Yep, Vladdy Daddy, yep. Yeah, I do. I feel that Mike Trout's overrated. I do. I feel he is. Guy can't stay healthy, man. Larry Walker, Moises Alou, yep. Pedro Martinez, yep. They did have some stacked teams there. Carter, Raines, Johnson, Dawson, yep. Andre Hawk, yep. Those are all good, excellent points. But yeah, I do feel Mike Trout's overrated. I do. I really because the guy is just he's injury prone, and that doesn't lead to longevity. And he's kind of heavy for a ball player too. Like Mike's a big guy, so like I don't know how long he'll be in the outfield for. Juan Soto. Well, isn't overhyped and overrated kind of the same thing? I mean, aren't those two interchangeable? Fergie Jenkins. Yep, yep. Yeah, the ML. Oh man, like that. Not only did the strike cost the Expos a possible championship, it took wasn't that the year that who was it? Was it Tony Gwynn that was or batting almost 400? Like he could have broke that record. Uh, yeah, I mean I see what you mean, but like he's like later in his career he's becoming more injury prone. Like part of the thing of having a long career is to and I know it's easy to say because like guys get injured all the time. Or I was thinking about this earlier too. You know how the Yankees have been resting players. Like I feel the Yankees are costing guys this shot at the Hall of Fame because like you don't get in the Hall of Fame by resting during for games. It's not how it works. Oh, it was McGriff that was almost okay. Okay, my bad. Yeah. So McGriff, I knew somebody was batting around 400 that year, and it could have happened, but no, no strike happened. Well, yeah, 8 seasons a career does not make, guys. 8 seasons is 8 seasons out of a career. That's not when you were talking about this stuff, right? You got to look at it as an entire body of work. You just don't count Tom Brady's first 8 seasons or Michael Jordan's first 8 seasons. You're counting their totality of their entire career. So I'm looking forward, of course, with Trout, but like as far as his cards go, and as far as like I don't know, like I had to have to look at Mike Trout's numbers to even see about like if he finishes his career poorly, you got really good start, but you got to pour into it. So how do you judge that? Like I don't know how to look at that, but well, fair enough, Magnus. Like okay, I mean I'll accept that argument. But that again, that's just 8 seasons. We're gonna forget everything after that happened after those 8 seasons. Are we just gonna say that Mike Trout only played 8 seasons in the MLB, or are we gonna actually acknowledge he played more than 8 seasons? Most over. Well, I didn't say Trout was the most overrated player. I just said I thought he was. I felt he was overrated. Um, I feel the same way about Aaron Judge as well. Like it's not just Trout. I'm not trying to pick on Trout by any means. Yeah, I agree, in Fuego. Maris needs to be in the hall. I don't know if you caught Mike's video, Mike the Card Dude's video in Fuego, but he had the Maris rookie card. Man, that thing is sweet. But Tatis, you could make a case because again, the guy's got a history of shoulder issues, which as a batter is not good, and he ends up breaking his hand in a motorcycle accident, and now he's out for the first few months of the season. And I imagine his teammates aren't too happy about that, and Padres fans aren't happy about that because he could have had that taken care of before that season began. Fair enough. I mean, Dale Murphy kind of played in a different era of baseball, but yeah, I mean, numbers wise, I can see it. You see, that's what I mean. Like, and in Fuego, that's a very good point. Like, you could make a case that Trout, like, I don't know that it's not just you got to start strong and finish strong. So like as far as like when you're talking about Hall of Fame, how a career is judged and all that. Well, that's the other thing. Like I feel that his card is overhyped more so than just like I'm not like I think the Hall of Fame talk with Trout like he's not even that old really. Oh, cool. Okay, Roberto Alomar and Sean Green was a really good player. John Olerud. I know those aren't Expos, but fair, Magnus. I mean, fair. Like, I wouldn't disagree to that. I don't know. Like I feel like I got a really bad taste in my mouth with Trout. The guy can't stay healthy, and again, that's the same knock I have about Aaron Judge. Yes, he's an outstanding player. Yes, he can put up numbers, but if he can't stay healthy and he can't help his team, that should mean something. Like that's a problem, right? Like that's what I'm trying to say here, I guess. Well, just getting to the in the major leagues and playing in the major leagues, that should be like we should be applauding them just for that. Like I'm just spitballing here. Olerud, yes, I did. Yep, John Olerud, another guy that should get had a great career. Just like Don Mattingly, he had a great career, great numbers too. He got his he ended up with a back injury. Don Mattingly's not in the Hall of Fame, guys. So I guess that would be what I would say. Like there's guys out there that put up numbers and that, but they're not in the Hall of Fame for what one reason or another. Normally injury. You know what, in Fuego, I think what they're going to do with Pete Rose, and this is my honest feelings on it, that they'll posthumously, after he passes away, they'll elect him into the Hall of Fame. That's how I feel they're going to do that if he ever goes. It could be a Joe Jackson situation. There's another argument to be made. Should Shoeless Joe Jackson be in the Hall of Fame? Because I don't really think he was in on the Black Sox scandal. I really don't feel he was. And yet he got punished right along with the rest of his team. So that's why, and when you guys talk about the Astros cheating, that's why I kind of mentioned that like not every guy on the Astros, was guilty of that. Just because there's certain guys were doesn't mean that everybody was partaking in it, right? And that's why I feel with Joe Jackson and the White Sox scandal too. Like I don't think Joe Jackson his numbers would say he didn't throw. He was playing during that series. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts on that kind of thing. Yeah, exactly, Mike. But yeah, it gets taken out on him. That's why I like try to be careful not to take it out on all the Astros players. Alex Cora still manages the Boston Red Sox, doesn't he? And he was in there caught cheating. Does anybody you hear anybody complaining about that? I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah, Joe Jackson. Yep. Well, fair card hobbyist, and I can see why. Like if I was punished for something I didn't do, I would be upset about that too. I do. I agree with you, card hobbyist. I agree with you there. It's a fair point. It's a fair point. But yeah, you just look back at it. There's a lot of guys that should have been, like you guys say, Maris. Maris had a stellar career. Went on to play with the Cardinals after the Yankees. Nobody talks about that either. But he went and won a couple World Series with Bob Gibson and the Cardinals too. And people don't hear about that. Reggie Smith played for that same Cardinals team. He's borderline Hall of Famer. The greatest was it second. I think it was second base, I believe. Greatest position player that never got elected into the Hall, and just putting up great numbers doesn't ensure you enshrinement in the Hall of Fame necessarily. But I guess we're looking at it as judging a thing as a totality, right? Because like you say, his first 8 years. Well, then what about 2019? What about okay? Say, well, Sam, 2020 was a shortened season. Okay, now 2021, he's injured again, or yeah, he injures his what is it? His quad, hamstring, out most of the season. We're 2, 3 weeks into the season, and he's already hurt again because he's crowding the plate because he got hit on the wrist with the ball because he's crowding the plate. Broken nail, exactly. Yeah, Bonds and Clemens might get in. I think Bonds has the best shot, really, and I don't like that. Here's the one thing about the Astros that I can compare to Bonds too, right? So like, here's another comparison for you guys. Barry Bonds, like he used the PEDs and everything, so everybody's like, well, asterisk on his record, right? But yeah, he did actually, Johnny. I believe he did. So like the last 3 seasons, he's been injured. The last 3 seasons that I can think of, Trout's been injured. So like, okay, he did a great first 8 years. Like imagine any other job you go like, hey, I had a good solid 8 years, so well, it's what do you do for me now? Lately, we don't care what you did 8 years ago. We're talking about 2021 or 2022 actually now, but um, it's a what have you done for me lately kind of thing. We were talking about athletes and stuff like that. But yeah, it's the whole thing. The Astros get caught cheating. Everybody wants them to get their stuff taken away. Bonds gets caught cheating. We have to have some consistency here. We have to be like, okay, here's the rules. Here's the penalties for the rules. Like these things should be made clear. I feel by Major League Baseball. I feel like where their stance is on certain things because it's kind of not very clear. You know what I mean? I don't know. If you guys agree with me, you can agree with me, or you can disagree with me. Well, yeah, it is hurting his stats because again, one of the things they look out now that they didn't back then is your WAR, your wins above replacement. Well, if you're not on the field, it's going to make it. Again, it's a body of work thing. Yep, that was only 62 games. Yeah, that was a shortened season, which I can't blame Trout for the shortened season. Yep, there was like Garrett Cole was another one with the sticky ball. There was pitchers that were doing that stuff too, right? So, again, where do you draw the line? Like, there's a line to be drawn here. I feel, and I don't feel that it's up to us to draw that line per se, but I think Major League Baseball needs to draw that line. I guess, and again, I'm expecting a lot. I know, but yeah, that's true, Jeff. It seems to be like a double standard there, right? Like it's only cheating when you get caught. Yeah, that kind of attitude about it. I don't see how that is when he hasn't been on the field that much, though, card hobbyist. Like, I just named 3 seasons right there that Trout couldn't have been in the MVP voting. Oh, wow, Mike. Yeah, I've got a few Trevor Bauer cards too, and that kind of makes. But again, like, do you take it out on their whole team? Do you take it out like, there's a line to be drawn. I feel there needs to be a line drawn with certain things. Should players be punished for what they do off field? Like certain sports do that. Like, well, not all sports, but there's a lot of talk about like, well, Terrell Owens is a good example. Didn't get it on the first ballot because you know, well, Terrell Owens hasn't been inducted, I don't think, but like he's trying to get in the Hall of Fame or whatever, and it's his conduct in the locker room, his how he interacted with his teammates and stuff like that. It's off the field stuff. Okay, card hobbyist. Well, he played 134 games. Okay, in 2019, which still technically isn't a full season, by the way. And 2020 he only played 53, and then it was injury. He's already been out a week this season too. Okay, all right, Jeff. But do you consider that? Do you guys consider the off field stuff yourself, or I guess my point wasn't whether. Well, MLB needs to draw that line for sure, but I don't see that they're drawing lines that are clear, right? They're not. I don't know. I get mixed messages on it, I guess. But yeah, his he's been injured of some way or form. Again, we're starting this year off, and the reason I bring that up, right, is because when Trout's not in the lineup, Otani did what he did without any protection from Mike Trout in the lineup, right? So like, if people want to start walking Otani, there's no Trout behind him in the lineup that you got to worry about, right? You know what Trout was batting when he got injured, guys? Somebody tell me what he's batting and how many home runs and how many RBIs Trout had when he got injured this year. I want you. Why don't you guys look that up for me? I already know what it is, but you guys go ahead and look that up. people are talking about what Otani's batting right now. Why don't you go look at what Trout's batting right now? Okay, Jay. Yeah, that's and Barry Bonds wasn't a very friendly with the media. That was the other thing. Does anybody know what Trout batted was batting this year? Mr. MVP candidate, Mr. Guy that you guys keep telling me should be a a Hall of Famer at 28. He's batting 267, 2 home runs. He wasn't exactly lighting the world on fire. Is what my point is here. None of the Angels lineup has been though. I'm not saying it's just Trout, but oh, nice, Mike. I would like to get a Frank Thomas card with him flipping the bird. That'd be great. That would be an awesome card to have. So my point is, yeah, like I got the same problem with Judge too. It's not just Trout. Like everyone wants to act like I'm picking on Trout, but no. Uh, like it, I don't know. I feel like he was batting less than that. I do, Kurt. Obviously, I do. I feel like it was less than that. I have to go look it up again, but I'm not gonna do it right now. Bottom of the eighth, we're still ahead 4-1. By the way, for anybody keeping track of the Guardians Yankees. I know the Angels played tonight, but I didn't get to grab that because the game hadn't started yet. So I guess I'll just figure it out when I figure it out. I suppose. It's been a long week, guys. I had a long week. Hey, Double T, what's going on, brother? Hey, what's up? Let me get you a wrench, man. I know you're not a bot. What are the milligrams on these? These are 15 milligrams THC per piece, 15 milligrams CBD per piece. You got 10 pieces. Here, I'll show you guys what they look like if you want to see what they look like. They're just like a little chunk. It's like a little square. I'll be tempted to eat one of these. This is what it looks like. Like a little chunk right there. And they're wild berry flavored. So when you eat it, it tastes like wild berry. It's really good too. Yeah, I had one of them. I had one of them the other night, Mike, and I was freaking vegetated. So they'll do the trick. I just thought it was funny that oh, they're going to allow us to do this. You're going to allow us to do, man. If I was a business in this town and they told me something like that, not hearing it. I would get in trouble a lot if I had a business here. Let's put it that way. I ain't gonna let no government finesse me here. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Jay's Mix. All right. Well, it didn't do nothing bad to me, Mike. I just tried. I was like, oh, here's one. I'll try one. Trout's hitting just. Well, it doesn't matter what he's hitting, really, to be honest with you, if he's not playing. Again, he spent more time on the bench riding pine than he has on the field. I hope Trout can like stay not injured. Is the point? Like I don't like seeing oh, Trout's a generational talent and all this. Well, yeah, okay, but stay on the field. You're not helping your team not on the field. What you telling me? Okay, he's playing tonight. Okay, card hobbyist. Thanks for letting me know. Right. 25 less at bats. Yep, and that's a problem. Like that's a problem. Again, if this is the only time he gets injured and he's on the field, the rest of the year, that's one thing. But what's it going to be next? I could say the same thing for Lou Bob. Lou Bob's not doing very good this year, and he spent last year injured too. You got to think these injuries like affect your play too. You got to figure that. Like I'm shocked. Like I'm stoked that Otani's not even injured. Like I everybody complains about this or that about him, but it's like, well, at least he's not injured, right? Like at least he's doing stuff on the field. That's what you want your player to do. You want your player to be on the field playing, right? Yeah, CJ Crone. Those Rockies are looking dang near unbeatable this year, aren't they? Don't sleep on the Rockies, man. I think I have some CJ Crone cards. I'm not sure. I'll have to go through and see. But yeah, it's over the course of a season. I'm hoping that Trout doesn't stay injured the whole season. I think the Angels would be a better team if Trout would stay on the field. I feel the Yankees would be a good team if they'd stop resting players and keep people on the field. It's like the only job I know where like it's okay to not show up to work, for whatever. Like, is your leg falling off? No, get your ass out there. That'd be how I'd manage. I don't know about you guys, but that's how I would look at it if I was a coach. Now, or if you're really like if you're like Acuna with the blown out knee and stuff, that's a different situation, right? Oh, I woke up today and my leg's sore. Can I not come into work today? Done. Sick of it. You're fired. Damn it, Yamanashi. Well, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying, Jeff. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong in that. It depends on what the situation is, okay, Mike or Jeff. I mean, well, that's what I'm trying to say. It depends on the situation. Like I said, if you've got a blown out knee and you're rehabbing, like Acuna, or you just had a season-ending injury last year or this year or whatever, that's one thing, right? Oh gosh, I'm getting right. Exactly, Mike. Now I'm not saying going that far with it for baseball, but like, unless a guy is seriously injured, right? Like Vladdy's hand, I'm not trying to compare it with Vladdy's hand. Like getting your hand stepped on if you're a batter, especially by a guy wearing cleats, like tore his hand all up. I guess he had to have stitches and everything. Again, that's going to affect your play. I'd rather have him not play with stitches in than put him out there and risk injuring him, right? Like that situation, I understand. Waking up and having sore legs is a different thing, okay? Yeah, and there again, you got Vladdy playing with a sore hand, but yeah, yeah, I would agree, Card Harley. It's not your typical uh work relationship. You're right about that, but it's funny to think of, right? Is what I'm saying. I'm just trying to say it's funny to think of that. You know, if you're again, you get paid the league minimums like what 700,000 dollars, like. And you think you guys to do what you love to do. Like if you're playing in the major leagues, you obviously love doing playing baseball. So like I would go out there myself if unless I literally had somebody to stop me and say you can't go out there and do this. Like that's what it would take for me. All right. I guess. Tell me if you guys disagree with that, right? Yeah, I agree, Double T. Like there's room on both sides on that. I kind of fall in between. Like I ain't gonna put out someone out there that could, it could you cripple them for the rest of their career. Like if you got a neck injury or, you're under concussion protocol from getting hit in the head with a baseball or something. That's different. Like there's different injuries in baseball. I agree, Mike. I agree. And a lot of the guys like Trout that get paid all that money, I bet they wouldn't go for that. I bet they wouldn't. I bet that was part of the reason we had that holdup we had during the spring. My opinion, okay, that's my hot take. You might disagree with me. I just want to see the guys play, man. Like, I'm not trying to say anything bad about anybody. I'm just saying I want to see people, like, if you're talented, I want to see you on that field playing. And that's what makes me angry about the Yankees setting players. Like, that makes me mad. Like, are they injured? No, they're just taking a day off. What are you talking about? Like, what? Bob Boone, what are you talking about? Or Aaron Boone, I mean? Bob Boone. I don't know what made me think of him. Yeah, exactly, Mike. It's like getting paid on your day off. I don't know, card hobbyist. I guess again, I guess it depends on situations. Have they torn their hamstring off the bone in their career before and had to have surgery to put it back on? Like what kind of leg injuries are we talking about here? Like sore leg doesn't mean you're going to pull a hammy. It just means that you ran. Yeah, you guys have ran before, like right? Like if you don't stretch out and do everything properly, you can pull something, right? That can happen, and you can still. I've went out there with sore legs all kinds of times. Again, it depends on the injury, guys. I am ready for Boone to be gone too. I do not like him as a manager. I want to be everybody's friend, and all that matters is do you win on the field. That's all that matters to me. This is supposed to be a competition. It's supposed to be the major leagues. So I don't agree with Aaron Boone. I like being player friendly, but I don't like coddling them either. Like there's got to be a balance there, right? That's just my opinion on it. But yeah, it depends if it's a legit injury. Like I don't want to see him rush Acuna back, even though it sucks. I don't like Acuna being out. Dude blew his knee out. I hope it doesn't end his career because that would suck, right? That would lose a player. Baseball would lose a player, and that would make would take away from the product, right? I thought he was too, Double T. I don't know why they extended him. I didn't expect that to happen, but yeah, Jeff. I agree with that. I agree with that. But I wouldn't put anybody out there with a blown knee or stitches in him or under concussion protocol or anything. A lot of these things that I see that I'm talking about are ticky tack things that these players try to use, right? Like what they're trying to play it up so that some people are guilty of this. I'm not saying all people, but I'm saying some players are guilty of this. And I'm saying that if you're not on the field producing, you're not helping your team. If you're not helping your team, I don't care what else you do. I guess is what I'm saying. I see a lot of in baseball, especially. I see a lot of ticky tack injuries that like somebody be out 3 or 4 weeks and sore hamstring or sore calf or you know a lot of these things I'm talking about are like stuff like that, ticky tack stuff, right? You know, you, even Tom Brady played with stitches in his throwing hand one time. It's like, all right, thanks for stopping by, brother Mike. Yeah, I might get off here kind of early tonight too. I don't know, but thanks for stopping by, Mike. Yeah, I know. Judge turning down 30 million to not play baseball, like that's rich. But thanks for stopping by, Mike. I hope you have a great night, brother. Well, we'll do movie night on Sunday. We'll figure it out. I see it all the time, Jeff. I see it on there all the time. People with these ticky tack injuries, you know, and Aaron Boone, he'll rest players for just no reason. He rested Rizzo the other day. Why'd you rest Rizzo? Well, because he wanted a day off or so. It was just something stupid. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like one of your best players, you're just gonna sit him. I don't agree with that. I think it's a bad strategy, and it's not just injuries; it's other things. Like any number of things can cause your player not to be able to play baseball, or cause him to have a bad season, or whatever. But yeah, I think I will. On that note, since we've talked baseball here, guys, um, I think I'm gonna. Yep, yeah. Garrett Cole definitely is being a bit of a crybaby about things. Well, I can see that, Jeff. I can see that. But again, I've seen multiple examples of what I'm saying. I have. Um, it's really a sad thing to see sometimes. Uh, like I seen Lindor get hit in the head with a baseball the other day. I think he was out for a couple games, and I could see why. But anyway, I'm gonna get off of here for tonight, guys. I think I've had my fair share of the internet for one night. Uh, I will be doing a VR for Johnny tomorrow, and I will be doing mail day for Mike on Monday, and so I'll take Sunday off. Sunday is movie night, so anybody who wants to join the Discord, I can put it in the link under tomorrow's video if you guys want me to. So Sunday movie night. Thanks, Double T, for stopping by, and Jeff, and Mike, and everybody else that showed up. I don't know who else showed up here tonight. Texas, yep. Tex was in here. Yeah, it is sometimes better to make it better. Be cautious with things. Um, but yeah, thanks for showing up, guys. It's been a long week for me. I'm just gonna rest and kind of recoup. But like I said, I will be doing movie night tomorrow, Sunday night. So if anybody wants to join in on that, I'll choose something to watch. Yep. Thanks for stopping by, Card Hobbyist. Uh, until next video, guys. Yep. Thanks, you too, brother. You have a great weekend too, man. Until next time, guys. Love your hobby and love you back. Peace.